Welcome to Work the Left Side. I'm hyped to announce, I'm always hyped to announce every guest, but I'm a little bit extra tonight because I'm back in the Northeast. We are talking to Mr. Keg Stacker. How are you doing, buddy? You good?
I'm good. Yourself?
Yeah, mate, 5x5. Just chilling out. Obviously, like I sort of said, we're back up in your neck of the woods. Talking about all things North, wrestling in Newcastle, main event wrestling, obviously yourself. And it always amazes me just the scene, you guys have, you've got up there kind of thing.
Yeah, it is. It's very secluded, but there's a lot of us branching out now, especially people like Lou and Tim are getting everywhere nowadays. Lou Nixon and Tim Strange.
Yeah, oh no, definitely. I mean, to be fair though, I think Lou said, he's like obviously Geordie boy, but he very rarely works up there now, kind of thing. He's always out and about, kind of thing. It seems to be like one of the, he doesn't work. Well, he's the Geordie Judas, I presume. That's because he never works. He never comes home.
No, I only ever seen him on North. I think he used to train at Rampage. That's where I first met him, and just all of a sudden just blew up. It's amazing.
Good shit happens to good people, dude. That's what I tend to like to say. He's awesome. Obviously, I've had the pleasure of speaking to him a couple of months back, kind of thing. And he's just awesome. Just generally, to be fair, a majority of you guys, you all kind of got this really sort of scary men, basically. But then when I get a chance to actually speak to you all, it's like Gunnar Rig, Tim Strange. It's all like, oh, you're lovely kind of thing. But if I saw you,
we're all gentle giants, really. Yeah.
So you mentioned training there, at Rampage there. So let's do the generic stuff first. Let's ask, what made you take them first steps in on your first day of training? What made you think, right, let's do it?
It was I just had kids. Not me. Last just had kids, and I was getting out of shape. I was about 20 odd stone, none of it muscle, and I'd recently I'd just gotten back into wrestling, with Bray Wyatt and all that, and gotten back into mainstream wrestling. And I was just watching it, saying I always wish I did it when I was a kid and that, and Ash just basically said, "Shit, I'll get off the pot." And I went down to Rampage, did the warm up, died in the corner, and a lot of people I trained with said they never thought they'd see us again, but just kept going back, kept getting better and better. That's the Rampage, he pushes you, and Drake was one of my first trainers as well. He was at the Rampage school, and Screwface Ahmed as well, but all just pushed us. And I'm glad I kept doing it. It's 5 years ago now, I think.
Dude, that's it. I mean, obviously, again, anybody knows me. I was big up Nathan Cruz. I say Nathan Cruz is number 2. The second best this country's ever produced, kind of thing. Purely because Rampage is number 1. For me, Rampage is the godfather. Is the Obi-Wan of British wrestling, kind of thing.
That's the thing. When he opened back up, and it was just a few of us, and who'd been there before, and he can just pinpoint things that you wouldn't think of, and it makes you better. It's the little details, and it just makes you better. It's we're so lucky to have him, and Drake as well. He's jack of all trades, master of them all. Drake. He's high fly, he's powerhouse, he's a tech. He's got it all. We're so lucky to have him.
Yeah, so I've seen him at Tidal years ago. Obviously, still seen him there now. I've seen him at True Grit. He's one of those guys, a bit like Sam Bailey. He's always been around, and people have always known how good he is, but it's never kind of been appreciated. I think he's getting his flowers now, kind of thing. To steal terminology. I think everybody's been like, you know what, Drake's freaking awesome. The dude's an absolute boss.
Oh yeah, he can turn his hand to anything. I remember I think it was when Viking had just got big. I'm probably butchering how to say that, but and he did this move. I can't remember what it was now, and Drake will just go, "Oh, look, I'll try it," pulls it off straight away, and that's just like, like he knew he could do it. He's like, he tries to be humble about it.
Yeah, it's just like step up. I might be able to do it. Fine, yeah, sorted. Right, dude. Seriously. So obviously, yeah, like you said, you turn up, you get gassed on your first try, but it's like, no, we're cracking on, and yeah, you sort of leaps and bounds. You sort of. There was a few people I spoke to that I said when you were coming on, they were generally excited. They was like, oh, okay, nice. We love Keg. He's awesome. And yeah, so you've definitely, you've got a following. You've made a name for yourself over the last few years, kind of thing, and people are generally excited, to see what you're doing, kind of thing. So there you go. That's me bigging you up, and that's
thank you, man.
Stroking the ego.
I feel like I've done nothing myself. I've like landed arse backwards into things. Like it's been other people who've like the Keg Stacker thing. Originally, it was just me trying to come up with a face character because I was just trying to be Bray Wyatt. Basically, I can admit this to myself now. I was trying to be Bray Wyatt, and nobody wanted it. And so I thought I'll come up with what's something nobody's ever used. And it was my auntie said, you need a name, like giant haystacks or something. I was thinking about, and I just thought, is a Keg Stacker a thing? Typed it into Google. It's a little plastic thing you put between two kegs to stack them up. And I just thought I'd just roll for it, and it was Dan at MEW. I sent him over this thing, like this is an idea I've got. Like rolled with it, and luckily Dan loves it. Dan loves a gimmick, and I came out the first Keg Stacker fight actually was against Leon Slater.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
And it just went from there. Like on that show, I think it was Gene Money saw it, and like Gene Money, Tom Campbell, our last, they've all been big proponents of Keg Stacker. They're the reason I got on North, and then North's the reason I've got everywhere else. Like people always see it in the Northeast, but North is like the home base. And then of course, like Benji saw it all as well, and Benji's like one of my biggest like pushers ever. He's like me big brother. He's been like looking out for us in wrestling, and I kind of thank Benji enough, and Bowers at North as well. Just all like pushed something that I didn't really believe in myself. And then, like, it's that thing. I always say it's just me turned up to 11. I was trying to be this like dark and broody character, when really I'm a daft sod really. So I just roll with that.
That's it, man. Definitely. Like you sort of said, they're generally like sort of the best characters as well. Anyway, because you're not having to second guess yourself. You can go in there and focus on the moves, the psychology. What you got to do. You're not having to second guess what you're doing in character, kind of thing, because it is mainly you. So you've kind of got that freedom. Oh
yeah, definitely. It's I just go out there and be myself. Like what like hits is like try not to be too comedy really. Like something Rampage always said, it was like, don't go out there and be when I was coming up with this character, he said, don't go out there and be a comedian. Let the character's humor come out. Like, so don't go out there trying to tell jokes, trying to be funny. It's this character who is actually like, it's just his personality. That's weird. I butchered it a bit there. Like Rampage said a lot better. I did.
Condensed it down, just like to paraphrase. But no, I mean, and that's some amazing names, to have on your side. Like I said, Gene Money, Tom Campbell, God, like one of the nicest people in British wrestling ever. Yeah. And obviously Benji. Spoke to Benji recently, and I think somebody said, obviously, he's not a big man himself, but he loves the big man kind of thing. He loves that kind of style. Yeah. He loves, sort of, and if you're working on a promotion, especially like wrestling in Newcastle, he's got to protect the big men and make them look good. Yeah,
it's Wynn's really old school, like family stuff. That's why I love it. Like the big men thing, there was five of us in the Rumble. Like Kemper being the biggest. I think you're talking about it. I think I saw it. I saw the clip, and that lad, he's like just humble as outgoing. It went round all of us like, do you mind taking a bump? It's like, you're 2 inches bigger than the rest of us, of course we'll take a bump for you. He's a good lad.
He's awesome. Yeah, he shouted you out, kind of thing. You were sort of saying, like, before he came out of that Rumble, he was talking and he was like, and apparently he was just like you said, he was asking around, to quote him, he was like, oh, Keg Stacker just said, mate, just throw us around, it's fine.
Yeah. He's a good lad. He's unbreakable. Like I think I said on Twitter, unbreakable. Like, we did a 6-man tag together, and Kez Evans had just shoved a load of cake in my face, and my mouth was really dry. And we stood in the corner together, and I was just going, my mouth was like, just trying to make him laugh, trying to pop him. His face didn't move. Professional. Stone face. We did a meet and greet afterwards. Oh, sorry. We did a meet and greet afterwards. And like, where the kids get in the ring, take the photos all the way through it, stone faced, trying to get him to crack a smile. You just can't break that lad.
Dude, that's the challenge now, though. At some point it will happen, and it's just like you're gonna have to keep turning it up. At some point, I just want to look over. I just want to be able to see it where he's got his head down, and you can just see his shoulders going like that kind of thing. So it's just if I've seen Rampage break in a match, burst out laughing. So if Rampage can break, Kemper can break. It's doable. You've just got to go for it.
I'll try my best.
That's the benchmark, mate. If somebody can break Rampage, Kemper's definitely breakable. It was years ago. So it was Madman Manson. He did something at PCW, and he just broke. It's the first time ever, I've ever seen Rampage break character and just absolutely fell with it. So, but yes, obviously, we mentioned, like up there, right? I mentioned it before we hit record. Let's get it done so Sam can get the answer to his question. Apparently, obviously, you and Drake travel around a lot. I know Drake's the man who said the jack of all trades and a master of them all. So, he's got the ring, he drives around a lot. What's this playlist? Is it infamous, or is somebody just being curious, or is there a story there?
God. It's just all Jamiroquai. And like, when you listen to it, you think, I never remember Jamiroquai having this many songs. Like, you remember them all, but you don't remember that they had that many. And I think the longest we've been in the car has been about like 3 or 4 hours, and it was just Jamiroquai for the straight 3 hours of Jamiroquai. No. Yeah. You'd look at him and you wouldn't think he was into that whatever it is, funk, jazz funk, or whatever it is, but he loves his jazz funk. Yeah.
Hang on a minute. No, this is right. So we've got Deeper Underground, Virtual Insanity, Cosmic Girl, Canned Heat, and probably one.
That's the thing. But then you listen to this playlist, it's like, oh yeah, I remember this from like 25 years ago, however long it was.
Wow. Okay. That's my listening sorted for tomorrow. Then I'll be on a Jamiroquai sesh.
But luckily, hopefully, like Gunnar Rig will be sat in the front with him, and Gunnar likes his metal, and so that's all right for me. If Mark Mathers gets hold of it, it's normally rap. So, and like neither of the rest of us are really rap fans, and then Theo Knox just sits there and he's all right with anything.
But, yeah, it's fine. I'm here for the conversation, not the music.
Yeah. Oh, and Henry Faust puts some very sad music on sometimes, so we have to take his Spotify off and put somebody else's on very quickly.
Nope. Oh, so basically, yeah, you're sat there like, come on, Gunnar, please take control.
Yeah. Put a bit of metal on.
Again, another guy obviously I've had the pleasure of speaking to. Absolutely awesome dude. But again, scary ass looking mofo, and you're just like, whoa. And you speak to him so softly spoken. So it's just what a guy.
He's the posh lad of the group. Living up north, yeah, he comes across as very posh with that accent.
I love it though, because he just totally takes me back. To be fair, like I sort of said, I'm expecting when you started talking, I was a bit like a raw, gruff voice. I was like, it's very nice. It's very soothing. So yeah, I mean, wrestling in Newcastle though, dude. I mean, like I said, I've hyped it up loads. I've spoken to various people from up there. And it just seems, like I said, I know there's more than the 3 promotions I'm going to mention, but for me, on my radar, obviously we've got Main Event Wrestling, you got Wrestling in Newcastle, you got North, plus a whole load of other ones. I mean, and they'll all do really well, and it's not because of like lack of options, as I've just mentioned. There's loads of options. So, what's why is it so popular up there? Do you think?
It's well, North, they've got the rattle crowd down, and I think Benji with Win saw a gap in the market there. There's a lot of family shows, but they're all very small, and like Benji's probably the first one to do this like big family show. MEW's got its own audience. Like no matter what, they're going to have a big crowd in because they've been doing it there for years now, and so they never have to worry. And North, we're so lucky to have North because that's bringing people from the Northeast onto a lot bigger scene. I mean, like Henry Faust started there. He's just put a promo out about him being like one of the backbones of North, and he's getting all over the place now. That lad's gone again for definitely. He's like me and my wife have kind of adopted him. We're his wrestling parents, and we just want the best for him. He was I don't know if he ever will now. He was planning to go in Japan, and me and my wife were just pushing him to do it. But then he started getting a lot of work in England. But we'll get him there one day, even if we have to pay for him ourselves.
Yeah, just imagine just making a little packed lunch and here's your drink. Go.
That's basically what my wife's like.
That's awesome. I think I don't know if it was Tim or Lou or it might have been Gunnar. Somebody's put me on to him and said right, you need to speak to this guy, you need to check out this guy. He's absolutely awesome. He's going to be in 12 months time he's gone kind of thing. It'll be elsewhere. Within 12 months kind of thing. I keep meaning to kind of just start tagging him and stuff on Twitter, just try and engage in some sort of conversation or a few little interactions, and then I could be like, fancy a chat.
But he's been wrestling since he was a kid. I think he's been all over the place, but just starting to get noticed, which I'm really glad.
Well, dude, it's obviously the wrestling business. It's majority, a huge chunk of it is networking. It's getting out there, people seeing your face, people see what you can do. And just the right people to taking notice at the right time, like you said about North kind of thing. If you get that right platform, the world's your oyster at that point. Your radius just expands.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with Bowers. He's I think the main thing is to listen. I think because people just expect to come in, I'll work the show a bit and then they'll get us in, but. Promoters do want a certain thing sometimes, and if you're not a well-known gimmick, they're gonna give you some advice. Take it on board. That's what I did. With the Keg Stacker thing, I think Henry took a lot of Bowers' advice on board as well. And also he's got Rory Coyle there as well, who with character work has helped me so much. We're just so lucky in the Northeast. The people we've got to help you, it's just it's great.
And the thing is, though, that everybody seems so genuine and actually enthusiastic to help each other as well. It's I was sort of saying about there being so many promotions kind of thing, but it doesn't seem to be. There's no rivalries. Everybody kind of knows they've got a certain market. Everybody's happy to help everybody else out, and just on the understanding of if they get better, we get better. And so on and so on kind of thing. Which I love that kind of shit. I just love, everybody hyping everybody else up kind of thing and bigging them up and elevating each other. And I think that's why, I always get so excited when I speak to somebody from, that neck of the woods, because it just seems that's all you guys do is just basically lift each other up.
It's the best way. You elevate other people, you elevate yourself. It's there's no clicky stuff, just mates sorting each other out. That's what I liked about like the Deathmatch Outlaws a lot. They are like, it's just a bunch of mates putting on like great shows, and like all good lads, and that's what Northeast is like as well. Like just a bunch of mates like putting on good shows and that, looking out for each other.
It's crazy, but yeah, it's just and that's how it should be, kind of thing. For me, anyway, personally, you know, again, I'm speaking from this side. You know, I don't know that much, but you know, I would say, you know, that's just awesome to hear. And I think if fans know that, it just makes them feel better as well. And it kind of makes them want to support the scene more. It kind of makes them want to, you know, buy tickets, buy merch. It's just like, you know what, these are a bunch of amazing humans. Yeah, I want to support them, kind of thing. So keep doing what you're doing, because it's obviously working. So
nice on you.
But back, you know, the Keg Stacker thing, like I sort of said, you know, you got this character developed, and again, it's unique. Just the name itself, you know, straight away, you know, I think the name is half the battle sometimes, and you get that.
Yeah.
Look at you look at your picture, you look at you, and you're just like, any wrestling promoter is going to be like, who's this guy? Right, okay, I know straight away what he offers me. I know what he can bring to my show. You know, and that's, yeah, you've got that brand like on point, dude.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was just like I say, it was just a throwaway thing at first, and then like me just trying to be this Bray Wyatt character, and everybody saying like you should be focusing on Keg Stacker. It finally came to it. Me and Mathers had a match at North, and Bell was said to us, it's your choice. Like at the time, like the Bray Wyatt type gimmick, I had an antler with us, and he said, it's your choice, either bring the antler or bring the keg. And I was talking to Mathers, and Mathers was just like, I can get you over as Keg Stacker. So I brought the keg down, and we proceeded to have probably the worst match either of us has ever had, but that's why it never went out, because it was such a bad match. It was like mainly my fault. And but still, like, I always loved it, and I went on to do North's Rumble, and I just thought, sod it, I'm going to come out and I'm just going to be in this full daft character. Went out there and like just went out, and like I was buzzing, and that was it. It's just like, I'm Keg Stacker now.
That was the night he was born, kind of thing. That was the that was his rite of passage.
Yeah, he was conceived with Dan Finch, and then he was born in North.
So, I mean, yeah, you know, obviously when I'm talking to people, you know, North is a promotion that is on a lot of people's lists. You know, they want to take it off, they want to go work North. Obviously, mate, you took that off, you know, early doors kind of thing. So, are you looking to expand the radius though, sort of down into? Because obviously, I know Gunnar's been at Tidal and True Grit kind of thing. I know you've been down doing a bit, not in ring stuff, but you've been around. So, I mean, fingers crossed. I'd love to see you down here, you know, in the second half of the year.
Oh yeah, I'd love to go further afield. Well, I was meant to be on South Pro this week. That's changed to next week now. So like, I'm really happy with that. Just got a message from them saying we'll pull the trigger on this, and I was so happy with that, because South Pro is the one that I've been down to a few times, and Target recently, hopefully more there. Tim Strange, like, took us under his wing a bit. If there's a space in the car and someone needed, he knows I'll jump in and have a match. More deathmatch stuff like Rise and TNT are like top of my list. Like another one with Benji as well. It's why Benji's been putting us with people like Isaac North and that, who like work TNT and stuff. And then he teamed us with Lou last year for a tag match. And like Lou knows it's what I want to get into. It's like why I started wrestling in the first place. And yeah, that's it really. That's me. I try to keep it small. Like I know a lot of people that the dream will be like WWE or what.
Oh, no,
and I just try to fall arse backwards into everything, because that's like seemed to be the way that has helped. And luckily, I've got a lot of people pushing for us.
That's it, exactly. But it's like, based on what you've just been saying, you've got an amazing network of people kind of thing. And if you keep it to like 3 or 4, you can get them ticked off within 6 or 12 months.
Yeah.
Then you get another 3 or 4, start ticking them off. Instead of having like a crazy long list and it taking like 5 years to tick it all off, tick 3 or 4 boxes off at a time and crack on.
Yeah, definitely. It's like I got to do on Saturday. I got to do big F and Joe's backyard bash, and that was like it was my first ever like proper death match, and I was so happy because I've been like that's the reason I got into wrestling in the first place, and that's the reason my glasses. I made the stupid decision. I'd forgot to bring my contact lenses, so wore my glasses for the match and broke them halfway through. But that was so happy. So I'm hoping that leads to more deathmatch stuff because it was with Danny Darko, and like Danny's just pro. Like I learned a lot from him, like from deathmatch, like a certain way to hit people with light tubes and stuff like that. It was like all like great stuff to learn.
So right, I've got to obviously again, I've spoken to Tim, Lou, Franco Fate, Radu. I've spoken to a few guys from that scene kind of thing, and it's something some people go into, but it's the first time I've heard somebody say it's the reason I got into wrestling.
Like it's because like when I was a kid, like course for like WWF, like since I was 8, Mick Foley was my hero, and then I stopped like watching that as I got older. But my mate just had he was good with all the torrent stuff and that, and he got his he'd burn his ECW and a lot of the Japanese stuff like FMW and all that, and that's what I really grew up on until I didn't start watching WWE again until I heard about Bray Wyatt and just fell in love with that character and that. But that's why I started training with Rampage. But you train with them lot and you start to get a love for tech and that. Like I always preferred the characters in the story when I was a kid. But you start working with like people like Rampage and Drake, and you just sounds a bit cheesy, but you develop a love for the craft sort of thing.
No, it's not cheesy.
We're laughing at us just saying that.
You need that appreciation, mate, to get you through every session, surely. If you don't have an appreciation for what you're doing, why you're there in the first place. So it makes perfect sense. But so I mean, so obviously you grew up, obviously, watching like the Mick Foley, Terry Funk stuff in Japan. I'm guessing somebody sorted you out with some of those matches. Yeah. Yeah,
Anita, just love Anita. Like that's what I wanted to be. I'm too tall to do to be on the back heel of every match, which I hate. I just want to get beat up and then come for the big win like Anita used to, but too tall.
Dude, what's your overall thing? I mean, obviously, you'll say to him right, if I come home, and I'm just blooded up, I've got glass shards in my head or in my arm, I'll be fine. I'll sleep it off kind of thing.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I think I've still got a little bit of glass stuck in my head, but after getting hit with the light tubes and you're covered in these little scars, I got in and I had the nicest bath I've ever had in my life. It was lovely getting in that bath and just getting all the blood off us.
What you have to go through before you get that sense of pleasure, dude. I don't know, man. I'll just be like, I'll take a normal bath any day of the week. I don't want to have to go through that to then get the pleasure of an awesome bath kind of thing. I'll just straight down the middle.
Unfortunately, I had to leave it a bit early because our babysitter fell through, so we had the kids with us, and we're not at the death match. Obviously, our lass took them the pictures, see inside out too. Came to pick us up, and just as they're pulling in, Lou Nixon's just shooting fireworks at Tim Strange in the corner. So just don't look at that. Don't look at that. Dad, why are you covered in blood? Oh, I'm all right. It's just pretend.
It's just ketchup. On this.
Yeah.
That's crazy, mate. I love it. But that's, again, like you said, you're getting a chance to do it. So, but the thing is, though, you've got the other stuff down as well. So you've got that versatility then, where you can do what you're doing in MEW, Win or North. But then, you've got those guys getting your back, kind of pushing you out a little bit. And so say, it's not going to be long then before I reckon I see a Keg Stacker graphic on like a Rise show or something, because the
I
faces that run the places, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I was talking to Danny, who runs it, pardon me, on Saturday as well. And I love what Danny's doing. Like, he's like getting them out to America and everything. They're really building up as well. Like, wish them all the luck in the world. All a great group of lads. Like Lou, Joe, Michael, Danny, like Tim's part of them now as well. Alton Thorne, he's a lovely lad as well. I think he's like one of the people who's pushed us onto Sov Pro as well. So like, I've got so many people to thank.
That's the thing, because obviously, again, I think, it was when Tim was on. He was shouting out all like the Deathmatch family, he called them, kind of thing. So all the names you just mentioned, kind of thing. And so I've got Alton coming on soon, actually, because I'm looking forward to talking to Mr. Thorne, just again about the brutality kind of thing. I just love talking to you guys, and just the mindset kind of thing of doing stuff like that. But Soft Pro, mate, that's huge. In fairness, I know North is huge, but when you sort of come down a bit further over that way, the Northwest, it's Soft Pro is very much on the radar and is becoming one of the biggest promotions in the country, kind of thing, outside of London. Outside of Progress and Rev Pro, I think you've got like your North, you've got your Soft Pro coming up, kind of thing, TNT, BWR, and obviously I've also mentioned True Grit and Tidal and stuff, so I don't get shouted at. But over that way, I think you've got Soft Pro and you've got TNT and you've got Future Shock, and obviously the Liverpool ones. Yeah, Soft Pro, that's massive. That's a huge box to tick.
I know. It's in the Purge, and like I say, I think it was Alton Thorne who's put us forward. I just can't wait for it. I'm like really looking forward to it. I've been to a couple of Soft Pro shows helping Drake with the ring, and it was just a great atmosphere. Like the crowd just love it. Like really something really like hoping I could really be a part of.
You might even get to go out and whack Les Battersby or something.
Oh no, Les is the good guy, isn't he? It's Ashley who's the bad. Is it Ashley who's the bad? I think Ashley's the bad guy.
I want to see Keg Stacker heel turn, man. Just like pop, right? Coronation Street, bang. I'm all about Biker Grove. Gosh, there we go. I don't know. But yeah, Shotty's awesome. I've had spoken to Shotty. I know the guys there. You can tell it's a genuine passion kind of thing for them. They just love wrestling. Shotty's a massive ECW mock. So if you ever get stuck for anything to talk to him about ECW, and you'll be there for hours. Yeah,
I think the most I've said to him is like, I think the first time I went down with Drake, and I was like really desperate to like start doing hardcore stuff and that. And it was when they started up Snuff with Rory Coyle and Drake and Alton. I just went, I'd set myself on fire. They're like, no problem, that. And that's the most I said to him. I think he just walked away from us.
Right, this random person is telling me they will set themselves on fire. I went away later and thought, hang on a minute. Okay, right. Yes. It's not as crazy as what I thought it was. It was actually making sense. Right, okay, I get it. So it's just human reaction when somebody says that, to be like, right, okay, I'm off.
That's why I've relied on so many other people, because I'm useless at talking to people when I first meet them. I think the first time I tried to talk to Danny O'Doherty, we were at this show called Rapid Action, and I was doing like a little hardcore match, and our lass was there with us, and she was going, just go and talk to him. I couldn't think of anything to say, and it was this other show in the Northeast. I'll not give them a name drop, but they'd just done this death match in front of like toddlers, basically, and that like I had not a lawnmower, what's it called, a strimmer, like into somebody's head, blood gone everywhere, little toddlers. And I was just sat in the bar and I went, I bet it's bad for your business what happened there. And then Danny, he can just talk, so he just thought, oh yeah, like telling us all about it. And I was like, I just cannot. I'm terrible at politicking. That's why I'm so lucky that I have people like Benji and Tim and stuff like.
Just doing it for you. That's why I've always sort of said, I say to somebody like, I'm much better on this side because I couldn't do like the whole wrestling thing, like the having to walk around, introduce yourself, shake everybody's hand kind of thing, I'd be the guy that got black booked straight away because I was just sat in the corner not talking to anyone, and I didn't shake anyone's hand because I'd just be like, nope, don't want to bother them, no, I'll just go sit over there kind of thing. And they're like, oh, what a twat, he hasn't shake, he's just rude, kick him out. And I'd be blackboarded within like 2 months of wrestling.
It is a very social business, but like after a while, I think we all went out for a drink. That's when I first started like getting in with like the people who get called the grafters now in the north, like Mark and Rig and Henry and Carl and Gia Adams and lad Joe Blazer. Like there's people I'm probably missing out on that, but because I'm crap there. Oh, Katie the ref, of course. Katie the ref. I'm not go without mentioning Katie the ref. Just like so many people who've helped us, like Rich Swift as well. Like so much advice. Like he's an amazing wrestler. Like himself, and like has so much good advice. And just one of the best refs as well. I'm gushing on people here.
That's fine. It's fine. It's what it's all about, dude. I'm here to hype you up. If you want to hype them up, that's fine.
Yeah.
Passing on the love. But yeah, I've always kind of been like I say, I'd just be really kind of shy about it. I just kind of stand back. But another one as well, I would shout out just purely because I've got them coming up soon. So again, I'll butter them up nicely. Kumite, I'm guessing they're on your radar.
Yes, of course. Kumite and Bleeding Gums, of course, as well. I went to their tournament with Tim and Lou, and it was just amazing. I was in awe of all of it. Love it. And Kumite, I've watched some of their stuff there. Like they've got a great little following, and I love the crowds. I think sure they're just proper in love with deathmatch, and just love the wrestlers and that, and everybody just gets on.
That's the thing, though. Again, from the outside looking in, you'd be absolutely flabbergasted. It's like the most brutalist of people. Like when the bell rings, just brutality, mate, unfiltered brutality. But after the bell's done, everything's sorted. The ring's packed away. Everybody's just lovely to each other, kind of thing. It's just, there's no reason not to be. You know what I mean? I think also what you guys do, it just takes that much trust. You've got to be tight. You can't do what you're doing, and that's in the deathmatch sense. If you don't trust the other person 100%.
Oh yeah, me and Danny, we had a good rapport. I think I put it all in his hands because he's the vet. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, you lead us to tell us how to go on that. It was a triple threat. Can't remember the other lad's name. I think it was Chaos. And Danny just led the way. Loved it, and the crowd just loved it as well.
Just like I say, it's just going to get the crowd hyped up and stuff. Talking about wrestling in Newcastle, I know they've also got a big show coming up in August. I meant to check. I've got all the match graphics on my phone. I've talked about it, with Benji before, and I'm absolutely kicking myself now. I should have looked. Are you on the show? Have you got a match for the August one?
Yeah, it's August 3rd. Yes, getting confirmation from the wife. It's me and Rampage, which I'm really happy for. Me and Rampage tagging against Nathan Cruz and Zio Knox. So that's going to be a barn burner. 3 really great wrestlers and me. So it's going to be good.
Dude, don't do that. I'm absolutely kicking myself now because that was the whole reason that show got my interest, was obviously because Rampage was on it and Nathan kind of thing. As I said beforehand, they're to me number 1 and 2 in the country, ever kind of thing. So that automatically, and I'm absolutely like, how the hell did I forget? Obviously your team with Rampage, and then the show after that one, it's just Rampage versus Nathan 1-on-1 kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. So obviously that is, again, that speaks volumes, to where you are, on, just in people's heads, in people's, the mindset for the Keg Stacker character. Dude, you're in the main event, tag team, tagging with Rampage Brown.
I know. It's I've never really done much stuff in the ring with Rampage, so I'm really looking forward to it. And I've never worked with Nathan Cruz either, so I'm really looking forward to that. And Zio Knox, he's just lovely to work with. He's like, I don't want to be inflating his head, but he could be number 3 in that list. So he's another master of what he does, and somebody who should be a lot more places than he is.
Yeah, I agree. I would put him at number 3, but purely because I'm a mark for Martin Kirby. I think Kirby's got my first spot.
Yeah, well, that's a good number 3 as well. I had a match with Kirby at Target, and that was another just so easy. It was he and Mathers put most of it together. It was so easy. Loved it.
He is definitely one of those guys. And like I said, so but yeah, you've already been in, you're making your way up. You've already been in the ring with Kirby. And then next month you're going to be in the ring with Rampage and Nathan.
Yeah.
So there you go. You've worked with or against my top 3, Bosh.
It's just like I say, it's Benji. He put us in with Saxon Huxley, and he kept it a surprise because he wanted. And I was glad he did. It was really. I think it was 2 weeks before he told us, and I was just I couldn't believe it. I was so happy with that. He's done so much for us.
He's a big guy as well, though. He's Saxon, but he's one of those guys. I presume. If you're in the ring with him, you've just got to be like a sponge. You've just got to absorb. You're talking to him before the match, talking to him after the match, and it's just been impart your wisdom on me. The dude's just been tearing up in Japan, tearing up, over here. Oh, dude.
I've trained with him. He came to Rampages a couple of times back before COVID, and so he was always a lovely bloke. But then we sat down, and I think someone had told him Keg Stacker just likes to he'll just follow you, really. So I've done a match with Kez Evans, and Kez is another he's the reason I slowed down in matches, and just started doing a lot more character work. And then so I sat down with Sax, and I was just where we're going with this, and he just went, "You tell me." I was oh, don't do that to us. So I just said to him, let's just do Bruiser Brody and Stan Hansen. Let's just knock 7 shades out of each other.
Dude, yeah. As soon as you say that, you go right, okay, that's fine. I don't think anybody's going to object. You two guys, basically using that match as a blueprint. Yeah, got winner sorted. Let's take it home, kind of thing. But again, obviously, you're sort of saying about the character, kind of. Obviously, I was talking to Kempo, and he's sort of saying, his thing is about protecting the big man character, kind of thing. Obviously, you're a big man character, you're a big guy, but it's not as intense. Like you said, it's more of a light-hearted big man.
Yeah.
So,
are you sort of thing? It's sort of Hacksaw and Hillbilly Jim sort of thing, like gentle giant. With the family shows, protect that all way of just being nice the whole time, just about being nice. The family shows, it's the adult ones, it's pretending I'm a pisshead, which I'm not really. I've never had drinks. The only thing I've never had a problem with, so I can take or leave drink. With Kemper, that's what I was going to try and do when I was doing this Bray Wyatt thing. I was never going to come up front. I was going to sit in the back and brood if anybody tried to talk to us. But with Keg Stacker, I just get to be myself and get to have a laugh with people, which is great.
That's it. So you don't have to. Yeah, that's the point. You don't have to protect the character as much, kind of thing. You can take a bump, and it doesn't diminish the character, kind of thing. That's what I was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the thing. It doesn't really matter if he loses. You know what I mean? It's like I said, it's like Jim Duggan or Hillbilly Jim. You can take the loss. You never really need a belt. Either like you just that character, you're there, you sort of thing. And I think you get like not more of a career, but you I think you last a bit longer when you've got your own thing and you don't have to constantly change. I worked out I'm never going to be at that level, which I'm fine with. I'm happy with. I never want to be I never want to be top guy sort of thing. I like being in the middle. I can't explain it really. I'm happy where
you summed it up with the hacksaw thing kind of thing. Because I mean,
yeah,
I think I'm a bit older. I remember wrestling late '80s kind of thing. Obviously, Hogan was the top dog. But Hacksaw was there. If Hacksaw ever turned up with Hogan, you never second guessed it. And it always felt right. But when Hacksaw was on at the mid card, that felt right as well, kind of thing. He was there, he did the job, but the dude was a legitimate badass. And if you needed him to be in the main event, with the main event, he could be. Hence, like you with Rampage kind of thing. You could be, 5th or 6th on the card, but if they ever need you to, you don't look out of place on the main event.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You've said that a lot better than I could have there. I just turned into a rambling mess. Yeah, that's the thing. Just put your second belt on me. I'm all right. I'll keep it for a bit, and then I'll come back to chasing it. But it's always about the chase.
That's it, especially if you're a face as well. Especially if you're that kind of a character as well. That the fans just like. They want to cheer. And if you get knocked down, right? You know what? I'll get back up. I'm not trying not to get that freaking song in my head. But yeah, if you get knocked down, you pick yourself back up again. I'll change the wording so I don't get the song stuck in my freaking head. So yeah, that's the kind of character, Keg Stacker. I said, the fans just appreciate. But you've got that versatility. Where again, I say this a lot about people who wrestle in character. I think makes it easier for you guys to work smart than work hard. I'm not saying you don't work hard, but obviously you do work hard. I'm not saying that, but you don't have to. You can kind of pull it back a little bit. You can take your time with stuff and work smart. That's
the thing. I slowed down a lot. Like I say, that was thanks to Kez and Tim as well. He said to us, I was saying, "Oh, I'm going to do a running bulldog." He went, "No." I was like, "Oh well, it's one of my moves." He's like, "That's the only move you do." I was like, and he's right. I slow down, do a lot of character work, a lot of big, then the big move, and it's a character who, when you get in there, everybody wants you to win, and it's an underdog character, which I love. Because there's not that much pressure on us.
Well, it's crazy though when you look at you though. I mean, I'm used to my underdogs being 5'7", 5'8", this freaking built like this kind of thing. But I love that again. That just goes to show the work you put in and you got it over. That people just think you're awesome, but you still class as the underdog, and it's just kind of dude, you're huge.
I know. Well, I think that's why people put us with bigger people as well. With Caleb Valhalla, nobody griped at me losing to him because he's built like a brick shit house. You know what I mean? And I've got Tim Strange in MAW on the 26th. And I don't know what the outcome's going to be of that yet, but nobody's going to gripe if I lose to him. You know what I mean? He's 6 foot, and God knows how much.
That's it. So yeah, no, that just makes, and that's the thing as well, because that's 5-6 years ago, you would have been one of a handful of freaking guys over 6 foot on the scene. Because British wrestling 10 years ago, I think the average height was 5'10" or something. Very few guys even hit the 6 foot mark kind of thing. So you would have stuck out like a sore thumb, and you'd be like, right, you are the big man. We must protect you, kind of thing, and you do not bump. But as you sort of said, now, you can probably count, a couple dozen big boys, and it's okay, that kind of gives you that freedom to be the underdog.
That's the thing. I think Hoss is making a comeback. There's, like I say, there's a lot of big lads on the scene. I think story work and character work is making a big comeback as well. Like, you see so many storylines. Like North, there were a lot of storylines, a lot of story-driven stuff. And you see the big men are coming in everywhere. Like I say, with that Rumble, and there was like the Win Rumble, and there was like 5 of us. And it's such a rare thing to see. But
I'm Jeremy, when I first heard about that, I heard about it, then I watched it on YouTube. I was like, I hope they freaking support the ring here. I hope, Drake's got something extra kind of, because that is a lot of. I'm just getting freaking Big Show, Brock Lesnar flashbacks from like the freaking expecting the ring to collapse at any point.
That was the HT Drake ring. Real solid.
That was a quote from somebody I spoke to once. That was the best endorsement of a HT Drake ring that I've ever heard. I was talking to somebody and they was like, I would never get under a ring for like an entire show, to do like a surprise entrance or whatever, pop somebody.
Yeah.
Unless it was a HT Drake ring. The only ring I would get under during a show and stay under would be a HT Drake ring.
So lovely to bump on as well.
Why did they get used? I mean, obviously, I know, Tyler and True Grit and all guys down here, use a lot of them. I know he does a lot of stuff with TNT, like you sort of said. It's not even just a ring; he makes like the weapons and stuff as well, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, like he'll knock the table up in a couple of hours. Like he's made belts, he's made trophies for people, and that he's like I say, he's master of all, jack of all trades. I mean.
And quite a master of them all. That's craziness. That's just, I love it. But like I said, dude, to go back what you sort of said then, I've been preaching this for a while, and hopefully people aren't getting bored of it or fed up of me saying it. But I agree. Like I said, stories are coming back into it now. Characters are coming back into it. It seemed for like such a long time period, everybody was just wanted to be themselves and have 5-star matches, which is fine. I love that shit as well. I love watching it. But I think realistically, you can't do it for that long kind of thing. Whereas if you're telling stories and you're slowing down and you're working smarter, you can work for longer kind of thing. Your career has a longer time span on it. Because you don't have to do as much to get them. If you're telling a story, you're getting that emotion from the audience. Just a simple, body slam, can pop the roof kind of thing.
Oh yeah, especially on a kids show when there'll be some kids like first show, like you don't have to do much, like a lot of character work, and you over. I say like when the first time I came out at Win, I just thought I'm just gonna go for it. I just came out, acted daft, and the kids ate it up. It's like just high five, like that's all some kid wants. And like I try to make sure I high five everybody, because that high five goes such a long way, and you've probably gotten some kid into wrestling by doing it.
I've got my youngest, my dude is 6. I've just started taking him to some shows kind of thing, and that's always his big thing now. He's been to a couple, and that's always his big thing. He's like, he wants that high five. As soon as people are coming out, he's like, is he a goodie or a baddie? I'm like, he's a baddie, and he's like that. Nope. Is he a goodie? High five. And like I say, he gets that high five, dude. His face just lights up. He loves it.
It's what my girls are like. I take my girls, like my son's not really interested in it, but I take my girls, and like their main thing is the high. Like they love a high five. Like my proudest moment in wrestling was when I won the Win Rumble, and I was like just celebrating. I turned around and my wife and my kids were there, and Benji had like told them to go up. So I give my wife and my girls a kiss. And Rich Swift, I didn't know, he was behind us. He picked my son up, put him in the ring, and he just went mentally just doing laps of the ring and that. So I was trying to get him out. I pulled him out the ring, put him on my shoulders, and I'm walking into the back, and Benji just goes, go on, do a lap. So I did a lap of the ring with my son on my shoulders, and that's just like the proudest I've ever been in wrestling. It's like that's my favourite moment in wrestling.
Dude, that is heartwarming. That is legitimately just recharged my soul. But like you said, you're doing it, and But as a parent, I can't. I think it's one of the reasons why I kind of like I do this or I do something. So it's something for him to watch, at some point, kind of thing, or you can see that I'm doing something. It's kind of want that sense of accomplishment. I want them to be proud. And that for me, your kids are going to be like, they'll remember that, and that is, like I say, it's just it's heartwarming.
Well, they've got the poster of that show up. Like Benji gave us the poster to keep, like, to remember. I was thinking of somewhere to put it, and they were just like, no, we wanted in our room. So now they've got like a poster like of bloody Kemper and Mathers and bloody Zio, like, just in their room.
That's just, dude, I'm generally like lost for words. I'm trying to think of a way to follow that now, and I'm just like, I love the wholesome shit. I love the family stuff. I love, And when kids are involved, I tend to get sort of lost in the moment kind of thing. So, but yeah, right. Let's talk brutality, blood. Like something, I don't know. So, right, we're talking, like I say, you got Soft Pro coming up. Obviously, well, let's talk Tim Strange. As you said, you got Main Event Wrestling coming up soon as well against Tim. That's the end of July, isn't it? Is that the one with like the Las Vegas poster?
Yeah, that's on the 26th, and it's the first time I've ever wrestled Tim, so I'm really looking forward to it. And reversal, like where I'm heel in MEW, and Tim's going to be the face, so I think that'll be a fun one. Yeah, the kids are going to get mental because.
How do you find that then? Because obviously, we've just spent 5 minutes talking about the awesomeness of Keg Stacker. The kids loving him. Being the underdog. Fans rooting for him. And now you're saying me like, right, but here I'm a heel.
Well, I was looking forward. Like, that's all I ever wanted to be. And then I was talking to this to Brennan about this. He's just got in. He's going to go far. Give him a mention. And he came out as a heel at Tidal. I mean, as a face at Tidal. He came out, what's that Kelly Clarkson song here? Well, Since You've Been Gone. And the crowd just loved him. And he said, like, he always wanted to be a heel, but that, like, you got the taste for face, I call it. And, like, that's what I got the first time I came out with Win. You get, like, encapsulated by it. And now I've forgotten how to be a heel. So, like, MEW is, like, the only place I'm a heel, really. So, I come out and it's a very different character. The main reason I get booed is because it's in Newcastle and the announcers is from Sunderland. So, like, I'm an instant. As soon as they learn that I'm from Sunderland, that's why I'd never be announcers from Sunderland anywhere else, because I'm just instant heel.
GP, take it, man, take it. Yes, you're over. That's all you need. Just in all else fails, get a Sunderland shirt and put it on. But yeah, so I mean, obviously, like I said, you kind of so used to working face, when you're sort of working heel. When you kind of get back into the flow and you've got the mojo flowing though, for being a heel, most people I speak to, they say, they prefer being a heel because it's just easier to make people boo you than it is to cheer you, kind of thing. And plus, it's just fun to be a bastard. You're not a bastard in everyday life. You're a lovely human being, kind of thing. So you kind of get to let loose and just be like, you know what? I'm going to insult some children and I'm just going to get raw in their face.
That's the thing. Like, I've started, like, since I've been doing it, I find face so much easier because you go out there with a smile and like a big cheer. You can get them on your side that way as well. Like you'll get the people they don't want to be a part of it. They want to cheer the heels and all that. And you just go up there and go, just give us a high five. And you can't help but smile. They can't help but smile and put their hand out, and like it's like really easy. But I found being heel.
Sorry, go on. I'll come back to it. Go on.
I found being heel hard because you have to sit there and scale. You have to try and like get them to hate you, which it can be really hard sometimes. There's some people who are really good at that, like Zio Knox. Like he can turn it on like that. I remember at Win, it was some kid's birthday, and they just had a balloon tied to the back of the chair, and he just went like that. Pulled it off, a balloon floats up in the air, the kid starts crying. Like he's like him and Benji like know how to do that. Like Rampage, he can work either way. But I've started to find now being a heel, like I have to really try to be a heel.
Dude, what I was going to say before is don't sell yourself short, because again, you know, majority of time people say it's so hard to make people smile or make them cheer. So, you know, a majority of people, mate, find it hard to do that. And obviously, you know, you just said you find that really easy. So again, that speaks volumes to me for the character, for, you know, just for you as a person. Is, you know, it's just automatically, I don't know, you like, you know, there's certain people in wrestling history that you can never see as a heel kind of thing, like Ricky Steamboats, or I could never imagine Sting as a heel. You know, they're just generally, you know, likable human beings kind of thing. And yeah, so, you know, don't sell yourself short. It's not easy to make people like you. It's not easy to make people smile. You know, you know, so kudos, pick yourself up, be pat on the back. If you find that easy, mate, that's amazing.
Thank you.
That's amazing. So, but yeah, I think working heel is, like I said, it's just you know, obviously there are the exceptions. If it's just not comfortable doing it, it's probably it might be hard, because it's, I say, if there's no enjoyment in it kind of thing, you're not going to enjoy doing it. It's hard to commit to it.
That's the thing. When I was a heel, I think I enjoyed doing the promos and just like being a bastard in the ring more. Like I found heel crowd work so hard, because especially at family shows where you're not allowed to swear. It's all right at North or something where you can tell the crowd like fuck off and all that, but you kind do that at a family show.
Like no.
That's the thing. I had like the original Keg Stacker music was this Scottish band called Robot Death Monkey. It's sort of where I got the name from as well, because the song's called Keg Hammer. And I used it everywhere, like not really thinking about it. And then Benji listened to it and he swears in the first 3 seconds. I was like, you can't really hear it. He's like, nope, you can't be using that. So I stopped using it at the family shows.
It's gold. That's crazy. Oh, dude, I'm just thinking, you know, he was on about, like, you know, like family shows and stuff, you know, like the foam fingers and stuff. Dude, you need to get some like foam kegs, you know, for kids. For kids to have like foam kegs, like they can sit there like that with the foam keg.
I've talked to Drake about it before.
Keg, just like a circle.
I've talked to Drake about it before. Like I've seeing if he could make something like that up. Because the thing with the keg is a lot of people don't want to take it. That's you have to be very careful with it. So we've tried to get like a prop keg made up, but like I don't know how I'm gonna do it. So, but we've also talked about getting like foam kegs in for the crowd and stuff. And it would be mint,
That's it. I'm glad I'm not the only one who's like sort of thing. You know, I was thinking about it before when he's like, because I know, you know, family shows, you know, foam fingers. It's just things for like, especially if you're the good guy, mate. You can just imagine a bunch of kids whacking somebody with a load of foam pegs.
Oh yeah, like that's the awesome thing. Like we're merching that. Like I never like. Not that I didn't believe in it. I just thought, like nobody's ever going to want to buy me t-shirts. And then I think it was Henry Faust just went, go out there with one of your t-shirts, like just hold up one of your t-shirts at the North. I was at the last North. I was me and Clint Margera, and I did that, and I sold all my t-shirts. So like it goes far. Like if you came out with one of them foam things on, like them kids are going to buy it up and that.
Yeah. Where there's a will, there's a way. I want to see foam kegs at some point. No, I want to see this
one day. Hopefully Howard. I'll put the idea in Howard's head, and Drake's head, and it'll stay with him.
He'll think of something. If any man can, they say Drake can, kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
So, dude, just clock the time. Sorry, buddy, we've gone over the hour mark, so they'd only keep you for about an hour. So,
been fun.
Oh, dude, it's just gone fast. But we will. So it's obviously we talked MEW at the end of July. You know, we've got wrestling in Newcastle in August. Obviously, North have got the massive Thunderstruck 2 show coming up. You involved in that? You're going to sort of try and get yourself
I'll be there. I'll find it. I'll find out last minute if I am. But either way, I'm going to be there because it's the big Northeast show. It's like it's getting together with all your mates, really. So I'll definitely be there either way.
Looks like an awesome card as well, and
oh yeah,
generally good as well. Because I was big enough. I mentioned it the other day on Twitter, kind of thing, and whoever runs the North Twitter account sent me a message and being like, as a thank you for always hyping up North, acknowledging blah blah blah. If you want to come to the show, there's a free ticket for you. And I was like, no, I don't drive. I've got like a 6-year-old that I'll be looking after. And I was like, I was thought I wasn't going anyway. And then to be offered a free ticket and not be able to go, I'm just like,
God's law, man, isn't it?
It's like that scene of The Simpsons. Like you could have paused it and played it in slow motion. You'd have seen where my heart kind of just was. So,
it's kind of a hell of a show.
Oh, mate, it looks awesome. All North shows look awesome, to be fair. So, I will get there one day. One day, that is.
It's like the highlight of like a month and a half. The North show is coming up, and it's gonna be mint. Anarchy Brewery as well.
And you get to be involved in that, mate. Just enjoy it. Appreciate the awesomeness of everything that you've got going on, and what you've got going to be coming on. That makes sense in my head. What you've got coming up, like sort of said, you've got Soft Pro. I think, if I checked in with you in 6 months' time, I think you'll have ticked off all the boxes we said earlier, and you'll be onto like a fresh list of boxes to tick. I'm expecting by the end of the year, dude, your radius of travel will have expanded a lot.
Oh, thank you, man.
It is what it is. Like I say, you offer something, and a promoter can look at you and be like, right, straight away, I know what this guy's doing. I know what he's offering. No way he fits perfectly on my show. That's it. Jobs are good in.
Like I say, fall off backwards. This is the best way.
But you do it with style. And you do it with grace. And it's working.
Thank you. I don't have a grace.
Dude, where can people find you on socials to sort of see, obviously what you have got coming up, what we've been talking about? Where can they see you on Insta or Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it?
Insta, Twitter, X, just them two, both at Keg Stacker. That's the great thing about that name. I find that I'm the only one who's ever got it. I don't have to put one after it or anything.
That's crazy though, because it's an awesome name, but you think it kind of fits into so much stuff. You'd think, I would have thought, there'd be other keg stackers out there, whether it was like, power lifters or, freaking guys that do stuff like that. Because there's a whole. Obviously, I googled. I googled Keg Stacker obviously to try and find out some information, and dude, it took me down some random, paths kind of thing of just big boys, stacking kegs and competitions with keg stackers and stuff like that. I was like, whoa, okay.
The fact that you've got that name, just get those plastic things. Like I just normally get those plastic things and I hold them 2 kegs in between them.
I would say that I'm very surprised, and it's very cool that you've got, like you said, you didn't have to be keg stacker number 6 or keg stacker number 8 or something. No, cool. You are the keg stacker. So obviously, we'll tag you in stuff as well. So if you're not following Mr. Stacker, please do keep an eye on obviously what he's up to. If he's on a show near you, go to the show, buy a ticket, show some support. If you see a foam keg, buy one. Buy a t-shirt as well, buy some merch, and obviously, keep your eyes peeled. We've got some stuff coming up over here. As I mentioned, I'm going to be back up in that neck of the woods soon, talking to Main Event Wrestling. I've got Cavera coming on soon, who was actually on. It was my 5th or 6th guest when we first launched this, like 3 years ago.
All right.
And the dude's body is like, from when I spoke to him last time to when I'm going to be speaking to him next time, the dude's hit the gym. So I'm like, okay, right. Let's. He seems to have knuckled down and got on with his wrestling. So I'm interested in that.
Aye.
Obviously, you know me from Main Event Wrestling, won't you? Because obviously he's.
He's a muscly lad, like.
He is now. He wasn't when I first spoke.
They're like a brick shit house.
So, And but yeah, obviously keep your eyes peeled. Lots of awesome stuff coming on. Speaking to Kumite soon as well, so I'll drop a little Keg Stacker reference in there.
I'd be very happy if you did. Right? I'll be watching that one now.
But no, thank you for watching. Hit like, subscribe, share, all the generic stuff I always tell you to do at the end of an episode. It just helps. So yeah, please like it. Please leave a comment. It's, I don't know, in the YouTube universe, it boosts numbers. I don't know. I'm not that tech savvy. But keep your eyes peeled, and we'll be back very soon. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.